afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Cleveland Television. I'm here to interview Patient osewmegie, the CEO of Edu Viajes in Palma de Mallorca. Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon, sir.
We are organizing, a Cleveland Open Project in Palma de Mallorca. And we're here to try some issues with the CEO of Edu Viajes in Palma de Mallorca. We thought it wise that she will be one of the most important person that we will try to find facts about what we are going to do in Palma de Mallorca, the project we are going to do in Palma de Mallorca. Good evening. You see, we are organizing a project, a Cleveland Open Project. And it entails many activities like business, culture, talents, music. And we found out that you are one of the person who has integrated better into the society. We want to get from your experience, how were you able to do it in terms of your business activities?
Yeah, in the beginning it was not easy, like everywhere. Imagine an immigrant who came to, I left my country down to Spain as an immigrant, trying to fight for what to eat, to survive myself, and along the line, trying to migrate into the society. So in the beginning it was not really easy for me. But thank God today, because actually this is not really what I dreamt of right from the beginning. But thank God for God who has brought me this far today, and it has not been easy, but thank God for where I am today.
Meaning it has not been easy, but you were able to integrate?
Yes. In the beginning it was, at the same time, imagine a young girl at that time, and I was working. While I was working, I'm still I was attending some courses too. So when I come back from work, and then I had to, very tired, but I still have to, I want to be this, I want to be that. So I went for some course. So like this, I started with this Spanish course. So I went through the Spanish course, and then after the Spanish course, I went for this informatics, that's computer school. So I never had this idea from anywhere when I was living in Nigeria. I just finished my school as a young girl. So in the beginning, I really want to continue my education here. But when I started, it was not easy at all. So I just find myself that I have to drop. So I look for something to do. So that was how I engaged myself in this informatic issue. And then so from there, I went to this traveling agency course again. So gradually, in the beginning, it was really stressful and difficult at that time. But thank God that today I was able to.
You see, many Africans come from Africa, from many immigrants immigrating to Europe, and they find it very difficult to integrate. They find it like, no, how can I start a business? How can I integrate? How can I speak the language? You see, you are one of the person who has been able to break through. What advice do you really have for a new person who is coming into the country? Because you find out that many people come and say, I don't know the kind of business to establish, or perhaps I want to establish a business, but it's merely for black people. It's only merely for a set of people. You see, but what is your take-off? What is your advice to people for them to be able to be vast in terms of their business ideas?
Yeah, the advice is we just need to be courageous. We need to understand that in the beginning we will suffer. We just need to understand that as long as no father here, no mother here, for us to be a better person, and then we just need to face the challenges. So it's not really easy, because just like my case, so imagine a young girl. I've never worked in my country, though I was helping my mother in her business and when I was back home. So but when I came newly to this place, imagine I will now work to survive myself, and then I was working in a hotel. So and then I will return, then go back to, I have to start some other class again, then before returning tomorrow morning. So my advice is we must think of doing something. everybody cannot be in the same lane, everybody cannot be in the same track. So we must think of a better thing that we want to be in the future, to start it now.
Meaning that the challenges of Europe, of this place, shouldn't
discourage us.
A disadvantage.
So yes,
you must need to push.
Yes, to push on. Yeah.
But this is Cleveland Television. We are here in Palma de Mallorca. We have a project to organize Cleveland Open Project in Palma de Mallorca at Calle Camps Domeji number 1, Palma de Mallorca. Date 27th of April 2019 is a project that is going to showcase your talents, going to showcase our culture, our African culture, our way of life and food. You see, again, I want to, on your part as an African and as somebody who has been able to integrate into this society, at least you'll be able to know the difference between culture, tradition, and way of life. You see, many people see culture as a barbaric thing, as things that, man, no, I don't want to do this. Oh, this kind of dress. Look at this person is wearing a traditional dress. Why can I wear this kind of? No, I want to wear on jeans. I want to wear my skirt. I want to wear a suit. From your experience, as somebody who has mixed in different kind of culture, how can you really now differentiate between culture, religion, and tradition? I don't know if you can really interrelate them.
Yeah, it's different actually. Yeah. It's different. Culture is different from religion. And then religion is different from a way of life.
And do you see culture to be a bad thing? Your cultural way, your culture, do you see it to be?
The reason why we the Africans, let me use that word, why we are looking at culture as like a bad thing, like you said, I think it's because of in our place where we are coming from, is because of all this the demonic art that they now begin to attach to it. Like the land of Spanish where we are, Spain has their culture, which like all this one that sometimes you see them putting all these their masquerade things. They put all these when they are roasting meat in the street, is their way. That's their culture. Their culture. So we also Africans, we have our own culture. Like the day I wedded, I was dressed at my cultural attire. So anybody from Nigeria precisely, when they saw me at that attire, they know where I am from. So likewise the Yoruba, the Igbos and all. So culture is a different thing. The reason why we are looking at it to be a bad thing is just because of all these demonic things that they not.
From your takeoff is that culture is not that culture is bad, but if you use it negative,
exactly,
then it becomes bad.
Yes.
In terms of using it in a demonic way.
Exactly.
Because actually, just like what you said, there are some cultures like this masquerade. There are people who perhaps wants to use it to destroy other people's activities. That is where you are against. But in terms of other normal circumstances, culture is a good thing.
Yes.
Showcasing your cultural attire and things like that is a good thing. Again, about the terms of greetings in our cultural way, how do you see it? Because some people see it, I was discussing with somebody that day and he said, in terms of using Nigeria as a case study, because I know in other African countries they still have their own way of life, their own way of greeting. And somebody used this issue of labos, things and things like that. And it's like, why would you say such thing? Instead of using it, why not use Labo Jesus? I don't know if you can relate it within, if from your own perception.
Actually, from my perspective, the reason why many people are against it now is because of the foundation of those greetings. Most of them, if not all, were all these idol things and all other ones. So that's the foundation. Like in Benin now, you will see the Lamogun people is the one from Oba Palace. those ones related to the Oba of Benin, according to the story of Edo. So I believe because of the foundation, that is why it is wrong. But the history of Benin said it is because for you to be identified, the lineage where you come from, that is why those greetings were originated. Because once you greet Lamogu now, they already knew you to be those from that lineage. So likewise, those ones that greet Labo and so different.
So meaning it's not a bad thing. It's a way of life. It's our culture.
Yes, actually, since the foundation, it is our culture. Yes, but it's because of the foundation, because those things were founded in the foundation of those greetings were idol. Yes, so that's the reason why I think many people. Yes,
but originally
it's supposed not to be so,
because it's a way of identifying your lineage,
exactly,
where you are from and things like that. Okay, this is Cleveland Open Project, Cleveland Television, and as I earlier said, we are having a program on the 27th of April 2019, and we are organizing a Cleveland Open Project that's going to showcase our African culture, our kind of food, our way of life, to really tell the world that despite the fact we are in a diaspora and living in other man's land, we still have our culture that we need to really portray. And we are all invited to the place at Kayikan Domeji, number 1, Pama de Mayoka. For your contact information, call us at 643-553-850. I repeat again, 643-553-850. You can also go to cleveland.com. Again, if I want to still discuss more on this our project, because it's a project that's going to showcase our way of life. It's going to showcase our culture. It's going to really tell the world that who we are, because we need to be very proud of ourselves, proud of our activities and culture. But you see, many people see it just like what we discussed, that this thing why would you come to Europe and be wearing our traditional wears and things like that, you know? And you said in your own way that you did a marriage and you wear all your attires, and that showcase who you are. But people still go against it. So what advice do you really want to tell these people? Because in this show we are organizing a fashion parade based on our culture, based on our tradition, based on our ways. So what is your take on what's your advice about this?
Actually, I am a Christian. Precisely, by God's grace, I am a teacher in my church. So yeah, I know those ones are just a title. It has nothing to do with your personality. So portraying the good character that God wants you to do. So like people going against traditional ways, like especially like that marriage one, I think I don't know if I have not seen anyone that go against that traditional ways. So wearing that traditional, like wearing the traditional your attires to show where you come from, I don't know if anyone that will go against it. But actually for me, I think it's not something bad, as long as you don't have anything to, it is not associated with all those idol issue or those devilish things. Like when I wore it, it was just a normal thing, like showing forth what they do. So like going against it, I can never go against it, because it is where I come from, and by God's grace, I'm proudly Edo. So I should be proud of where I am coming from.
So invariably, we should be very proud of our culture and our attire, irrespective of where we are.
Yes.
Well, if as I said, this is Cleveland Open Project. We are discussing on, we are having an interview with Patient Osewmegie, the CEO of Edo Viajes in Pama de Mayoka. You can always come here to buy your ticket in case you are traveling to any part of the world, Nigeria, America, and everywhere. She's here, she has been integrated into the society, and she's here to tell us more on herself. Again, if I want to come on a business issue, you see, I've had many stories. You see, this is a way of letting people, especially Africans, know that no matter what we are, no matter where we are, we can still make it. You understand? You see, many Africans, you are now a businesswoman, and you told us a little about your experiences, how you were able to integrate, how you were able to suffer many things. What advice do you really have for somebody that wants to really establish a business? What advice, apart from being courageous and all? Now, I want to establish a business in Panama de Mayoka, for example, or in Madrid, for example. What advice do you really have to give this person for him not to be discouraged? Apart from your courageous, I'm now a courageous person.
Yeah.
I have finances. Okay, what do I now? What advice as a businessman do you have to give to this person?
Actually, you just have to go the right way.
Yeah.
Like going to the right offices. Going to the right offices is the first thing. Like, and we shouldn't be afraid.
Yeah.
I never knew I would become like this in the beginning. So it gets to a time when I was going to Holland. We have this Hollandaise, is Africa Close, which few people know me here that I was doing that then. Few people knew me then. So I went to Holland I was buying Hollandaise there, bringing them to Panama de Mayoka. So, and then when I got to Visco in Holland, then I told them I want to become their agent here. So all their requirements, all what they require, I have them. And then finally, the only thing that scared me was this, the autonomous issue, self-employed. So they said I must go and register my document as a self-employed, and with that certificate, I will bring it down to Holland, then I will become their agent here. So that was the only thing that scared me, because I was so afraid, and right from time, I'm afraid of debt. So yes, I because these people here, when you owe them €1, before you know it, from €1 it becomes €2 from because of all this their interest. So I don't need any problem with them. I don't want problem in this land. So because of that, that was how I shattered that business. So till today, and before God now finally brings me here. So if anyone has interest and you have all what it takes to go into any business of your choice, I think the best thing is just go ahead. Don't look like you are afraid, or you are thinking of this, you are thinking of that, or how will it function. If the interest, your dedication to that business will bump the business.
Yeah. So you're trying to tell us, irrespective of the fact that we should be dedicated.
Yes. Yes. Just dedicate yourself and just be aware of what you're doing. Just know what you're doing.
And what about the situation that maybe you see there are some people, just like when we had one interview with somebody, said the greatest problem with we Africans is opening a business where only the Africans come in, like neglecting other sectors of our race. Like if you take example of Panama de Mayoka, example of Spain in general, we have the South Americans, we have the Africans, we have the Europeans, we have the Americans, we have the Asians. Why is it that most Africans always think of establishing a business that involves only Africans? Would that not?
Yeah.
Is it because of the courage they don't have, or what?
Yes, I think so. I think it's somehow is the courage, because we think that is only I'm used to my people alone, and forgetting that we are in a foreign land, and whatsoever we are doing. If you look at the Pakistani store today, then you see Africans do go there too. So why not our own like that? Is because we've not built it to that system, to that global way whereby it can attract everyone.
So what is your advice on how do we now?
Yes, for us to establish ourselves to that place whereby to that position, to that area whereby it can attract others to come in, not just like for we the Nigerians or the Africans.
Try and think of how to attract.
Yes.
Meaning that we should be thinking of how to attract, establishing a business that's going to attract
everyone. Yes.
Not maybe we now have an African store which
Yes,
just based only African food.
Exactly.
We should think of other countries' food.
Yes.
At least we attract them into
exactly.
this thing. Well, this is Cleveland Television, Palma de Mallorca. We are here talking with Patience Osewmegie, is the CEO of Edu Viajes in Palma de Mallorca, and we are here discussing on our culture, on business, and many other things that we need to discuss. But mind you, we have a program on the 27th of April 2019 at osewmegie #1 Palma de Mallorca. You are all invited, please. It's a Cleveland Open project. It's a project that is going to showcase our talents, our culture, our way of life, our food, and everything that concerns we as Africans, for us to be able to grow in diaspora. Again, it's osewmegie #1 Palma de Mallorca. For contact information, call us at 643-553-850. 643-553-850. Mrs. Patience, you see, again, many Africans who comes into Europe have difficulties in integration. They say, oh wow, maybe you have this idea of coming to Spain, you came to Spain, and you see they have difficulties of integrating, not knowing what to do. You've been in this place for some time. Obviously you must have passed one or two of those situations also. So what advice are you giving to new immigrants in terms of integrating? We are not talking about business or anything, in terms of integrating into a society that they know not about.
Yeah, in the beginning it's just to start from somewhere. Yeah. We just have to start from somewhere.
That is where we want to start from.
In the beginning, the language is very important. The language is very important because without the language you cannot communicate, or you cannot even get what you want. So I think first of all is the language we go for.
You have to learn the language.
Yes, we go for the language. And I so much thank these people here, that I mean the Europeans. So they create a school for you, whereby you learning and it's free. So
without paying.
Without paying. It's just for you to go at the right time. Yes. So you go, you start from there. So at the time you start from there you will not be involving into different things. From there you cannot be able to see what you are capable of doing, to be able to enter into the system. Yes.
So the most important thing from your advice to a newcomer is learning the language.
Learning the language first.
Just follow the normal processes.
Yes.
Going to school, courses that have been available for you.
Yes.
Then maybe after some time you can now apply for his documents.
Yes.
Then.
So in the beginning it's not that easy, because without that document it's very difficult.
Yeah, that's the process. In that process of, you see, there are many people who made a strict interview on people. They say, oh no, I cannot wait. Before I wait, how can I be surviving? So you have passed the system too. I want you to make advice to a newcomer. How were you able to survive those 3 years or 4 before you get your document?
The advice is just be ready to work.
But without a document or what?
Actually,
that is the problem. Then where do that take place? What is your advice?
Yeah, that one is the biggest problem, because a process whereby you hear no documents, the language and all other ones. So, but also there are other ways in which we can go for it.
Where to go, how to survive within that 3 years without involving themselves into crime, involving themselves into illegalities and things like that.
Yeah, yes, that's the major thing. Like where we are coming from, we came. We are here in Spain looking for a better life and living home, and there are others, people who are waiting for us back home. And you bringing yourself here, the only way you can enter into the system without a crime is just stay the same. I'm talking about that. Without involving, I did involve myself in crime. I've I've never had a police case once until I get to this place. You know, sometimes here they want to work by law. They are coming to check to see if there's anything, just to see as an African person how he or she is surviving. Or yes, so I have never involved in any crime. I've never had a police case. So I was the very first time police called me in this land, they said they want my attention. So I just went straight to them. Even them themselves were surprised that day. So I can still remember. So there are lots of questions. Seeing me as a Nigerian woman, they called me on phone to come that they want to ask me some certain things. So them themselves were surprised. So I was like putting that impression on them that not everybody that are involved in crime here as a Nigerian person. So like you that is just coming for the first time, in the beginning it's scary. Yes, it's true, because there's no the language, you can't communicate there. So and I still thank these people here that they have a place where they organize for people, but it's just that many of us, we don't want it that way.
Giving food,
in terms of giving food, in terms of you can go for shelter, you can, so just to start up your life.
Meaning your advice is these people should go for social services.
Exactly. Yes, assistance. Yes.
At least that will not make them think to go to.
Exactly. Yes.
See, that is a very nice
yes, and I understand that those people also, they do help them when the time comes for you to acquire your document. They do help.
So your advice to a person that is coming, with the way you said, is like, look, when you come in, first and foremost, you try to settle yourself down.
Yes.
Know the language.
Yes.
And look for social active help.
Exactly.
At least you
in
can
the beginning that you can. Yes.
You know, possibly shelter, and maybe with time for you for your documentation, you can be assisted.
Yes.
Invariably.
Yes.
Well, this is Cleveland Television in Palma de Mallorca. We are here talking with patient osewmegie, who is the CEO today. The Africans advice on how to integrate when you are new in Spain, and some of the challenges you have to face as somebody who wants to establish a business, who wants to live in Spain, who wants to really grow big and achieve his purpose of living home. That irrespective of the fact that this is not your country, but you should be patient. You should try to take advantage of the courses, meaning the Spanish courses that have been that is available by the government. And in the process of fighting for your documentation, you should try to take advantage of the social services that are still available for you not to involve yourself into any illegalities. Because most people come here, they want to make money so fast, within a year, they are into crime. So we should take advantage of the social services just the way Mrs. Patient has just advised us. Before we conclude, you see, I know it has not been easy. You've been a woman who has started from the scratch, struggled. Today you are at least on your own as a businesswoman. So many people say, oh, Europe is difficult, but thank God we have a testimony here. We are about to close for the day. We just had our sister, Mrs. Patient osewmegie, who has just given us a brief story about knowing what to do when we are new into this country, and ways of how to establish a business if we want to really go into business, and what we need to have in heart, what we need to think, and we need to be focused, and many other things. And in terms of maybe talking about you're trying to be documented in Spain. I know it's difficult within the first 3-4 years, but then we are just giving an advice that look, there are other means, there are social services that we have to take advantage of, and we should take advantage of it, so that we should not be a black sheep in this country. We should try and show the kind of legality, this kind of positive part of ourselves, so that the foreigners will see us to be good. So I thank you, Mrs. Patient osewmegie, for your audience. You've been a help to this interview, and we hope to see you other time for more consultation. Thank you very much. This is Cleveland Television. We are about to close, and God bless you and God day. Thanks.
Clevnard Open Project for Africa. We invite the general public to a full-day African event. Entry is free. African music and art, cultural dance, drama, cultural dress, Africa food, exposing our cultural wealth. integrating into our communities, uniting Africans. Klevnard Open Project, uniting Africans, exposing our cultural wealth, integrating into our communities in Spain. Happy to open our hearts and share it with all citizens. For more info, 34643-553-850. Event address, Calle Candomenge, number 1, Palma de Mallorca 07003, Spain.